This is a very nice Edison HOME cylinder phonograph, Model D. Plays both 2-minute and 4-minute. Move this back and forth, 2-minute, 4-minute. And it plays really well. I salvaged this I bought it from a guy who said it had been in a flood, and I believe him because it was totally encased in mud and rust and gunk. And I cleaned it all up, took all the parts apart, cleaned up the motor, cleaned up everything, put it all back together, put a new belt on it, cranked it up, and it worked beautifully. The only problem is this motor, this plate here, looks like crap. All of the stuff is faded, there's no more gold left, it's all just little dots basically now. And this thing here, where this thing slides along, is supposed to be really smooth, and it's all pitted and corroded. Makes a little grinding noise as it goes by. Shouldn't do that. And so what I want to do is trade this for this. This is a much nicer one. It's got the pinstriping's really good. It's got the decals really good. And this is number 344,000. This one here is number 350,000. So it's the same period. It won't be like I'm really doing anything horrible. It'll just be putting a better one on. And so what I'm going to do is just take all of this stuff off of here and put it on here and put the motor on here too. And it should look a lot better. This machine works pretty well. Isn't that wonderful? So anyway, that's what this video is going to be about, is taking all of this stuff off of here, taking everything apart, and taking this off, and putting the other one on, putting it all back together. Alright. Of course, the first thing you got to do is take off the horn, take out the reproducer. You don't want that banging around while you're taking these things apart. Take off the cylinder. Then find a little screwdriver and undo this screw here. You undo this screw here. And once you do that, this bar slides right out. And when this bar slides out, this carriage comes off. Isn't that wonderful? That was really simple. These two screws, bar slides out, and the thing comes off. Then you're left with this. Another thing you want to do is disconnect the belt. So basically I'm just going to kind of slip it off the end here and turn it around, and the belt comes right off. Okay, after you take off the belt, you want to remove this from the mandrel shaft here. So there's a little, right in the middle of where the belt would go, there's a hole. You can see that. And there's a screw in there. So you go in there and loosen that screw. You just need to loosen it. Now there should be a little peg or shaft underneath the screw, so you want to turn this upside down. Got to take this off over here too. This little ring on the other end of the shaft here. That comes loose. And then this should just pop right out. And there's the mandrel. That's all there is to that. And then these are the parts here. Just don't want to lose those. Just like that. And that's all there is to that. Then you want to, I'm looking at the right end, there we go. You want to take this doohickey off. This is the end bushing for the mandrel here. And that just pulls right out. And I don't see any screws in the new one, so I'm going to take all these little screws out. This one here, a little bit longer. And then the one on the other end of the carriage shaft. And that's it. That's all there is to that. Simple. The next thing you want to do, after you've taken all of this stuff off, is take the motor off. Now the motor is mounted underneath this. Take this up, turn it over like this, and there's the motor. Isn't that cool? And it's screwed on to the base with 4 screws. So all you do is you take these screws off, this one off. These screws have little springs on them. And what that does is it's a dampening thing so that the vibration doesn't create noise on the shaft here, or on the motor board. So don't lose those springs. Just take off those 4 screws and the motor comes right off. Here's the belt. The belt comes off. The motor comes off. Just like that. And then these are the other ends of the springs here. Take those off. Turn this back over. Take these screws out. These are the screws to secure this motor board to the, this platform to the motor board. It's hard to think and work at the same time. Screws off. Put that in here. And voila! There we go. Off with the bad. And with the good. Just like that. Now, put it all back together. This is going to look so much nicer. Tighten up these screws here. Well, that didn't get very tight. That didn't get very tight. Okay. Voila, it's installed. Okay, once you get this screwed back on, you want to put the motor on. Turn this over like this. Ooh, look, I got screws right here. Didn't even know that. And here comes the tricky part. You have to put these little things on here. Like so. These are the dampers. They keep the motor noise from being amplified by this stuff. It dampens the vibration so that it doesn't act so much like a soundboard like on a guitar. Put that there like that. And then carefully set the motor on these things. Just like that. Then put a screw in. See if you get close to the hole here. Ooh, got it. Put another screw in. See if you can get into the hole. Just like that. Put another screw in. And another one. Always save the best for last here. This one's going to be the tough one, because I didn't take the governor off when I did this. But it looks like it's working. So you just tighten up the screws. Apparently the bottom of the screw hole is just about the right tension. You screw it all the way to the bottom of the screw hole, just like that. Whoa. There. There. Well, back off a little bit here. Doesn't seem to be any springiness at all. One half turn, I guess. Should be just about. Yep. Okay, now the motor's mounted. Put the belt on. Like so. Stick it down through the hole. Here. Look at that. Flip her over. Now, you're ready to put the mandrel back on. First, take this little doohickey, grease the tip of it. It's already greased. The tip of this is the little thing that holds the end of the mandrel in place. Put that on. And so this is the fun part here. You have to put all these pieces, line them all up like so. You got to put these two together like this, and then you put this in there like this, and put the mandrel through here. Put this on here like this. Now you want to be sure there's a little clip. There's a little clip right there. Right there. You can just barely see it. And that, there's a little slot right there. Can you see that slot? Yeah, a little slot that goes around there. And this little clip slides right into that slot, and that kind of holds it. So. And then you gotta put these guys up. Put that on the slot. Put all this stuff together. Yeah, it goes through just like that. It's that simple. I think. Line the hole up just right here. There we go. Now, So there's a little hole right here that this screw goes into. So you can put that in there right now. Ooh. Right there. Just like that. So that lines it up perfectly there. And now, shove this stuff on the end here, like that. Now, you want to put this on the end of the shaft with enough room to slide this part in and out. So I want to move it out just a little bit here. A little more I need. Put this in here. And you want to adjust this to where it has just enough room, just enough clearance, and tighten it. Beautiful. Yep, that's it. That's the 2 minute. And move this back. That's the 4 minute. 4 minute. Okay, let's put the belt on. Uh-oh, I lost it on the bottom here. It has come off. There we go. Uh-oh. I forgot one very important thing. Oh my gosh. I forgot to tighten this screw. This is very important. Otherwise, it'll lose its position. The next thing you know, it won't be working. Okay, so here we go. Let's do this one more time here. Now, if I turn this on, beautiful. 4 minute, 2 minute, 4 minute, 2 minute. The only difference is this goes at 1 speed. This little part right here turns at 1 speed for 2 minute fast. And then you move it back here, it moves half that speed for 4 minute. There's 4 minute, 2 minute, 4 minute, 2 minute, just like that. We're almost done. That's all there is to it. Can you believe that? So now, let's put these screws in here. Make sure the rod's going to slide through there very well. No. Okay. I'm going to clean out these holes a little bit here so the rod will slide through. I'll be right back. Alright, so I cleaned out these holes here a little bit and the rod slides through just fine now. Put this back on. Look at this here. And tighten these babies up. All right. Well, let's put the reproducer back on. Okay, there's the cylinder. All seems to be hooked up just right. It's set on 2 minute. Put a forming on there. See what happens here.
By Reed Miller, Edison record, Edison record, There are girls by the school in the city. You'll find them wherever you go.